What's going on, Titan Nation? And I know we're going to have some Cowboy fans probably coming in as well. We're definitely going to get this show started in just a few moments. But we have some things to discuss. And we have to see, is there any hope for the Tennessee Titans tomorrow night against the Dallas Cowboys? Because as you can see in the graphic, the Titans season is going up in smoke. It is burning. There is a fire in Nashville, and I don't see where that fire gets put out anytime soon. So Titan fans, I'm going to be honest with you. There's going to be a lot that I got to say, and some of you are not going to like it. But as y'all see in the graphic, nightmare in Nashville, because tomorrow night we take on the Dallas Cowboys, and there will be a live stream tomorrow night. I will be live, and we're going to talk about it. Vrabel's comments about preparing outside of the facility makes me wonder. Is Vrabel losing the team? Will this game mean anything? And as we preview this Titans game against the Cowboys, and I see a bunch of us are in here, AZ Mick, Derek Roberts, Steven Crosio, King Isaac in here. Do the Titans have any semblance of a chance to beat the Dallas Cowboys? And as optimistic as I want to be, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out here. You're probably not going to get a lot of optimism from me. And that's just being honest. I'm sorry. It ain't looking too hot, y'all. It ain't looking too hot. So we're going to talk about this game. What could the Titans do to stop the bleeding? What can the Titans do to possibly pull off the miracle? Because there's a lot of guys that look like they're not going to be playing in this game. And we're going to talk about all of that and so much more in the next 60 seconds. Titans of Truth, TNT Tonight, coming up 60 seconds.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody?
What's going on, Titan Nation? And I'm pretty sure, again, there's some Cowboy fans that are going to be sneaking in here, too. Welcome into TNT Tonight. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer, a.k.a. The Truth. And we are broadcasting live. I've just gotten back off the road from good old St. Louis, Missouri, the gateway to the West. I should have done a post game on Sunday, but I was, spending time with family for the holiday season and was not able to get that done. So I definitely do apologize to everybody. But again, make sure y'all follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, on the TNT Enforcers page on Facebook, at TNT Blue Enforcer on Twitter, and Titans_N_Truth on Instagram. So I am, in the process of sharing this show out. Special shout out, of course, to Man Hour Sports Radio, of course, helping me with my channel as well. I'm going to be doing some stuff with them coming up very, very soon, and some big things are definitely going to be coming in the near future for the Tennessee, for this channel and for Titans of Truth. Definitely going to be on for that. So, I see a lot of people are in here, and again, I'm sharing this show out. Make sure y'all share this show out to everybody. Let everybody know where they can come on in and as we talk, Titans and we talk Cowboys. Of course, coming up on Thursday night. Unfortunately, I will not be at Nissan Stadium this Thursday night, tomorrow night, because I just got back. Not going to be able to make the trip, unfortunately, but I know a lot of people that are making the trip, so for everybody up there, safe travels. Definitely sorry that there's probably going to be something that something bad that you might be witnessing, and there's something, this is not going to go over well, but we're still going to talk about that anyway. So let's get right into it. Let's quickly just go through the Texan game, because it's really not a lot to discuss about this game. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not really too much to go into, as the Tennessee Titans fall again. Losers of 5 in a row to the Houston Texans. They fall 19-14. So they have now lost to the worst team in the league. The team that's probably going to have the number 1 pick in this upcoming draft, and we lost. And, this says a lot about this team, and it's not good. And I'm just going to break it down to you like this, everybody. And I know there's a lot of people in here. Like I said, Titan South is in here. Like I said, I know Steve Quazio, AZ Mick, Derek, what's in here. AZ Mick says, we in trouble. King Isaac, what's up with you? D09, what's up, Truth? Muay Thai Maniac. I think a lot of people might be thinking like this. Right now it ain't looking too good. But we're going to get into that. I mean, the fact that this team lost to a team that only had 1 win this entire year. And Lake Show saying hit that like button. Yes, anybody that comes on in, please do hit that like button, because if you, and also, again, hit the like button, and also, share this show out and subscribe to the channel as well, because if you're supporting me, you're supporting the channel. And I know I've been falling behind putting my shows out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. I'm going to try to get back to that as best as I can. Please blame my brain, not my heart, on that. But it's, Again, there's not really a lot to say about this game. It was a horrible, horrible showing by the Tennessee Titans, and it just shows how low this team has stooped in the last little over a month. At one point, we were 7-3. Looking like the division was all locked up. The division was pretty much ours. That there was absolutely no way we could screw this up. 5 games later, we've figured out every possible way to screw this up. And we have screwed this up royally. And, you know, a lot of people are going to say it's injuries. And I get that, yes. Last year, but I don't want to hear injuries being an excuse, because it's not. It can be a reason, but it's not an excuse. Reason being, last year dealt with the same thing. We dealt with injuries. We dealt with 90 players playing. And you know what happened? We still won the division, and we were still the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. All of that was going our way. All of that was going the way of the Tennessee Titans. But, unfortunately, it wasn't exactly going according to plan. Because we've had the injury bug. If it happened once, it's the injuries. But if it happens 2 years in a row, you gotta think something is terribly wrong when it comes to our injury front. Has to be something. And so, I honestly think that our strength and conditioning staff needs to be looked at, and as the training staff, the medical staff, something's got to be looked at, because this makes absolutely no sense that this is happening. So, not very happy about that. However, I think there is a bigger problem with this football team. And are the players not playing to their full potential? Yeah. I can see where the players could have some type of blame in all this. But again, I know John Robinson can be somewhat at fault, because now we have to put a makeshift, terrible offensive line made of backups in the game. And this is where, of course, we're having to replace Tannehill. We're having to replace, according to Nico, Autry is coming back. And, you have Nico Autry coming back from injury. Zach Cunningham, David Long, we got to replace those guys. But here's my question. I think, and here's where I don't like the fact, and I'm going to kind of throw some shade. I'm going to start blaming the media. And, I have many respects for some of my fellow colleagues, that are in the media, like my guy TD, Teron Davenport, Miss Teresa Walker. You know, for Caroline and Jarrett, love those guys. I was just on with Jarrett today, and he had a love fest about Tom Brady. We'll get to that later. But a lot of people have been thinking that this guy is practically untouchable. But I think it's time for people to understand where the problem truly lies. And the problem lies at the feet of Mike Vrabel. This is Mike Vrabel's fault. This is Mike Vrabel's doing. Mike Vrabel, last year, as I stated, found a way to climb out of this hole before. But now, you can't find a way to get out of this hole now. Because sometimes coaching can get you out of the worst holes. And, you know, Vrabel wanted all the smoke. He wants all the control. He thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. He thinks he knows everything. And yet, he wants to blame the players. He basically says he basically will say that say less, do more. I'm going to try to play a little clip. This is from Mike Vrabel a couple of days ago.
Turnaround. What's the bigger challenge? Trying to figure out who's healthy enough to play Thursday and who needs maybe a few extra days to be ready for next
Well, I think that those are things that we have to take into consideration. You know, the health of the football team and how many guys we realistically think can be back on a short week. You know, we had some injuries going into the game last week, some guys that weren't able to make it. Again, I'm confident that they're all working extremely hard to get back. It's just this time of year, you know, we need everybody that we can get, and then we'll monitor, you know, the injuries kind of coming out of the game and see how guys feel and try to, you know, make a best decision for the team.
Still try to figure out a way to win and not expect to flip a switch against the Jags.
I mean, I think every time you show up to work, you're trying to find ways to win. You know, prepare to win, you know, mentally, you know, physically. I think at this point in time of the year, there's only so much that you can do to, you know, really improve physically. I don't think anybody's getting any faster, anybody's getting any stronger at this stage of the game where we're at in the season. But how can we improve mentally? How can we understand? How can we communicate better? So I think that every time we come to work, we're trying to win, especially, you know, when we go out on the field.
I'm not going to play more of that, but there were times where he basically said, say less, do more. He basically called out the players on Sunday saying, you know, you should be doing more to prepare outside of the facility and not just try to do like an 8 to 4:30, you know, just prepare while you're here. Basically, he wants all these players to be dedicated to football 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And don't get me wrong, you should do a lot to prepare for the season. But at the same time, you also have to have what's called a work-life balance. And right now, the players are extremely frustrated. And I could tell Vrabel, basically again, just as he's done these past few weeks, have called out the players. think it's all the players' fault. They don't prepare well enough now. First he was talking about execution. Now he's saying, oh, well, you got to prepare more outside of the facility instead of just here. I'm like, what the hell do you want these guys to do? You're already saying that they don't execute enough. Now you're saying they don't prepare enough? And I am sick and tired of the excuses coming from Mike Vrabel. I am. And a couple of y'all are pulling up a point that we're going to talk about in a minute. But the fact of the matter is, it's time to put the blame where it belongs. And the media is afraid to do this, so I'm going to do it for them. The blame needs to start at the top. And it needs to start with Mike Vrabel. It needs to start at the top with him. Because Mike Vrabel is failing this football team. Remember how he always says, don't do dumb stuff to hurt the football team? That's exactly what Mike Vrabel is doing. Mike Vrabel is hurting the football team. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that. Some of y'all may not want to hear that, but it's the goddamn truth. Mike Vrabel is failing this team. And the media needs to stop acting like Mike Vrabel is untouchable. Because I'm hearing this a whole lot from A to Z Sports, Stillman and Company, other stations, from, 104.5 The Zone. Everybody is acting like Mike Vrabel is a god and nobody can touch him, nobody can mess with him, and that nobody can hold him accountable. And I'm working on trying to share this out to my colleagues, but I think it's time for people to understand where the blame needs to go. And it's time to put this blame on Mike Vrabel. Stop acting like Mike Vrabel is so damn invincible. Mike Vrabel is failing this team. Amy Adams Strunk fired John Robinson in the middle of the season because once she said basically the roster wasn't good enough, but she also was saying just winning division titles and going to the playoffs is not good enough anymore. Basically, that's what she's saying. She wants a Super Bowl. She wants championships. She ain't just happy with just going to the playoffs. We've gotten past that already. She wants more. And as fans, because I know there are some of y'all out there that are just content saying, well, Vrabel's doing the best he can with this roster. We don't have anybody. And we should just be happy to get to the playoffs. Shouldn't you want more? Don't you think you deserve more? Don't you think we should want more than just going to the playoffs? Shouldn't you want to win the big one? Because the way this is going, it ain't gonna happen. And that's just being real. So, it might be time for people to understand that Vrabel, and we're all talking about Todd Downing and how bad he sucks, and he does. But if Mike Vrabel isn't willing to fire him or change some things up, why are we still just blaming Downing? If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And Vrabel is showing he's more part of the problem than he is being part of the solution. The Tennessee Titans have lost 5 games in a row. As I've been saying for weeks, the Titans are bleeding. The Titans are dying. And this game was showing it. Malik Willis struggled. Threw for only 99 yards, 2 interceptions. Dennis Daly once again gives up another sack. But does Todd Downing work to try to make the system work for Malik? Use his skill set? No. Why? Because they kept trying. They're trying to make Malik Willis play like he's Ryan Tannehill. And the problem is they are 2 different quarterbacks. I said before, one of the keys, simplify the offense. Work the offense in the favor of Malik. Using Malik and Derek together would be a dangerous combination for good. But the problem is, Todd Downing has no idea how to adjust and adapt. Most offensive coordinators, they don't use the same game plan every single week. They know they have to prepare differently for different teams because every team does not play the same way. Unless you're playing defense against the Titans, because you know the number one thing to do is to make sure Derrick Henry is taken out of the game. And the problem is, once you take Derrick Henry out of the game, where else are the Titans going to go with the football? Because there's practically nowhere else to go with the football because, simply put, who else do we freaking have? We won't throw the ball to Chig. We barely throw the ball to Treylon Burks. We barely throw the ball to Hooper. But we sure do love throwing the ball to Jeff Swain. We sure do love throwing the ball to Robert Woods, even though Robert Woods could be better. But the fact of the matter is that this Tennessee Titan team needs to get their head out of their asses and get it together. And so, the problem I have is that I don't know if the Titans know how to get out of their own damn way. And that's on Mike Vrabel. Because we know Vrabel is as stubborn as a mule. He won't change. And that's what this league is about. Changing. You sometimes have to adjust and adapt to the situation. Sometimes the plan you put out is not working and you have to be able to adapt and change the plan to where it works. And we're not doing that. And I'm going to get to your comments in just a second. But Malik, and we'll get to the good, the bad, and the god-awful. Dionne changed his offense from a running team. We're very outdated. I agree. Dionne says, I blame Robinson for his outdated offense. I mean, yeah, he picks the players. I'm not saying he is not, without blame. But Vrabel's the one coaching it. Volcano said, do you think Derek Carr will be here next year? No. DVS says, if Downey is still the OC, I'm done with this team. I always love the Titans, but no more football for me. I mean, it's the truth. Steven says, I think Vrabel has let this Coach of the Year award go to his head. I mean, we know Vrabel's arrogant. DB CBS doesn't have faith anymore, and I understand. But the fact of the matter is this offense, this team is broken. This team is absolutely broken. And let's go straight to the good, the bad, and the god awful as we talk about this game. The good. Danico Autry showed back up and did some very good things. Danico Autry showing up definitely helped us. It helped the team. It helped the offense. It helped the defense. And it did make this team defensively better. And I'm still sharing the show out, y'all. Another thing. Now, the King had a pretty decent game. But there's more on Derrick Henry later. He had 126 yards on 23 carries and a touchdown. And then another is, paging Dr. Gibby for surgery, Jack Gibbons. Had a pretty damn good game. Gotta admit that. Had an interception. Had about 7 tackles in the game. Gotta give it to Gibby stepping in for, the injured David Long. Had to have a few bright spots because there wasn't many. The bad. Music City Malik. Music City Malik was way off key. Wasn't a good song for Malik. Was not what I was hoping for. Threw 2 bad interceptions. One of them, was at the end of the game. The other was the one that just broke the back, and that was the one to the linebacker Harris that really hurt. So the fact is, Malik has got to get better in late game situations, and he's got to get better at reading defenses. And we will talk about Malik a little bit later going into this game. The King, Derrick Henry, although he had a good game, has a very serious case of fumbleitis. He has some serious fumbleitis issues that needs to be worked out. Because right now, Derrick Henry is struggling to hold on to the freaking football. He's fumbled 6 times this season. 6 times he's fumbled. And he's lost, I believe, 4 of them. It's not good. Not good at all. Derrick Henry has fumbled the ball 3 straight, I'm sorry. I'm getting my facts straight. But he has fumbled the ball 3 straight games. He has fumbled the football. He fumbled the ball against Jacksonville. He fumbled the ball against LA, and he fumbled the ball against Houston. He has fumbled the ball 3 straight games. He fumbled twice against Jacksonville, lost them both. Fumbled against Houston. He has fumbled 4 times in the last 3 games, and has lost 3 of those 4. That's not good. Serious case of fumbleitis. And then Roger McCreary got picked on. He got picked on a lot. And, did not look good. We gave up some big plays. Made Davis Mills and Jack Driscoll look pretty decent. So I'm not liking that. And again, I'm going to get to y'all comments in a second. The god-awful. The Titans have officially hit rock bottom. They suck, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry to tell you this, and I love my team to death. But remember what the key word of this show is at the bottom. Truth. This is the truth. We suck. And I don't know how it's going to get any better. Coaching once again fails us. As I mentioned earlier, Todd Downing refuses to adapt. He refuses to change. And Mike Vrabel is as much at fault because he is allowing this to happen. He won't fix or change anything. He is allowing this to happen. And the offensive line has gotten worse. Dennis the Dud Daly, the Dud, we know he sucks. Aaron Brewer is as cheap as a $2 steak. And then you had to replace with Corey Levin at center, and you had to go with Jordan Roos at left guard, at right guard, and Nicholas Petit-Frere has kind of hit a rookie wall, and then he gets hurt, so now he's not available. He won't be available either, so now Raven Clark has to go in. So, things have just gone from bad to worse. And it doesn't seem like there is any end in sight. So it makes me ask you a question, because again, Vrabel states that the players need to do more outside of the facility. He keeps blaming the players, and the Titans are dying a death by 1,000 cuts and bleeding out. So the question I have for all of you as I get to your comments, is Mike Vrabel losing this football team? Is Mike Vrabel losing this team? I want to get your thoughts on that. I'm going to go to some of the comments from earlier in regards to this team from earlier. No, Derek Carr is not coming here. And, of course, I know the Raiders are benching Derek Carr for the rest of the year. They're basically going in to the quarterback market. We play, our schedule sucks too. We play nothing but chumps like the NFC South. That'll be next year. Philibert says, I won't hold back. Vrabel's stubbornness has created poor coaching culture among his staff. They game plan poorly, can't adjust, don't believe in analytics. Team has caught up to Vrabel, and it is showing. I couldn't agree more. Titans always be camera shy. Looks like Haskins might get a chance. DBS says, I believe that if we get pressure on Dak, he will throw a pick or two. Well, I'm going to show y'all the injury report, which gives me doubts about that. Vrabel definitely deserves a lot of blame at this point. That's from D09. Steven says, Vrabel thinks he's God, but he is not. Blast TV says, Vrabel wears the Super Bowl. AJ is a diva, so the Eagles fit him. Well, AJ is thriving. Our offense was terrible last year, and they haven't done nothing to fix it. They've gotten worse. DBS says, 2023 is the tight year. We're just having a bad season. We're having an awful season this year. Willis will bloom in 2023. And now, I'm going to mention that too. King says, I feel like I'm the biggest Todd Downing hater. You're not alone. I hate him too. Ms. Bill says he needs to go. Bad coach ever. Probably talking about Downing. And talking about wanting Downing fired, here's the problem I have. DBS is right. Vrabel is too stubborn to make moves. Now, Bernie Doe disagrees, saying Vrabel is not the problem. Grown-ass men need to start playing with passion. Who says they're not? Who says they're not? But again, you also have to have good coaching to go along with that. I don't think Vrabel is coaching with passion. Let's see. D09 says, I agree he's not getting a fair shot, but who does? And yeah. Steve Carter says, remember Frank Reich and Nathaniel Hackett? Both of them got fired this year. And Hackett got fired in his first year. Frank Reich was taking the team to the playoffs. But RSA said that ain't good enough no more. Bernie Doe says, who can you replace him with? Somebody with a more offensive mind. So, yeah, I think Vrabel is losing the team. I really do. DBS said, do you think the Titans pay Big Jeff? I think they do. They have to. They have to. If they're going to build this defense back up and keep it where they can stay competing, you gotta pay Big Jeff. You have to. AZ Big says this season is done. Ms. Miz is talking about Vrabel. And honestly, let me ask y'all this. Because the media is basically saying that Vrabel is untouchable. That Vrabel will not get fired. That Vrabel is not to blame. That it's not his fault. What happens if you end this season losers of 7 in a row? You have the division in hand, and you just gift-wrapped it and handed it to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bernie Doe says, I don't think Vrabel is losing the team, but his Todd Downing protection is making us suffer. I agree. Steven Carter says he thinks Vrabel is losing the Titans on purpose because he wants to go back and be the head coach of one of his former teams. Maybe the Texans or Ohio State. Titan South says, I pray we're not going into a rebuild and we miraculously be unstoppable. I don't think we'll be unstoppable. I can see a rebuild happening. So we have to prepare for that. If we go a different route, we got to prepare that we may not have a bounce back 2023. build a 2019 Ravens type of offense. Might not be a bad idea. Rasheed laughing at fumbleitis. Titans trade up and draft Stroud. We'll see. Because right now they're slated to pick 13th in the draft. And they could get in the top 10. If we get swept by the Jags, time for a quick rebuild. May take us a few days. May take us a few years. Bernie Devil says, what is your opinion of Malik's comment about just being happy to play the game and wake up in the morning? And let's get into Malik. Let's get into Malik a little bit. Because, you know, I saw the comments about Malik. I saw the comments, you know, about Malik just saying, you know, I'm just happy to be able to have a chance to play football and everything with that. And Isaiah, I have spread the blame. I said John Robinson should have built a better roster. You know, picking Isaiah Wilson, bad. Caleb Farley, bad. Payne Buck Dupree, bad. You know, all that was bad. No doubt about it. Trading for Dennis Daly, awful. But John Robinson's gone. Now maybe Miss Amy deserves a little blame because she did this in the middle of the season and it completely derailed everything. But there's enough blame to go around. But I just think it's all on Vrabel. Kent, what's up, sir? So, Malik. And I know Malik tweets out, he always says, you know, hey, I'm thanking God for another opportunity. I thank God for this opportunity to play football. And I get it. I looked at the comments, and I'm looking at Malik, and I'm thinking, Malik, why are you so damn happy? We lost. Why are you so damn happy? You know, why are you smiling and you just lost to the worst team in the league? And I get it. You know, it's a blessing to wake up every single day. It is a blessing to wake up every single morning. And you thank God for waking up every day. But at the same time, you can't be happy and you lost. You can't always be so happy when you lost a game you know, there might be a problem with that. But at the same time, I've heard a lot of people say Malik is not ready, that Malik is not ready, he's not the future, he stinks. I know Jared Stillman, my guy, he's already given up on him. He's already said Malik stinks, he ain't gonna do nothing, he sucks, get a better quarterback. And I know that's what a lot of y'all are thinking out there, that Malik sucks, that he will do no good. But have any of y'all started to think that it's not just that Malik doesn't have all the experience yet? Yeah, he could be better with some accuracy. He could be better at reading the defense and knowing where to go with the football or where not to go. You know, does he have to feel the pressure and know how to get out of the pocket? Yes. But it is also the fact, but do you also think about the fact that he is being coached the wrong way? They're trying to fit, you know, Downing, and we've talked about this. Downing sucks. Todd Downing sucks. If he is killing Tannehill's career, did we ever even think that Todd Downing and Mike Vrabel would be able to help this kid? They're not. Mike Vrabel and Todd Downing are hurting this kid more than helping him. And let me break down why. Because they're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. That's what they're doing. They are not using Malik's skills to his advantage. They're not. They're not trying to have Malik. They're not trying to have Malik play Malik's football. They're not fitting the playbook with plays to his advantage, to use his athletic ability, to use the RPO, to use the read option with Derrick Henry, which could be very dangerous. They're not rolling the pocket, rolling him out with bootlegs, or using some shotgun snaps. They're trying to make Malik play like Ryan Tannehill. And the thing is, Ryan Tannehill and Malik are two different quarterbacks with two different skill sets. Malik is better outside the pocket on the run. Tannehill is better in the pocket. He'll get out and run if he has to. But Malik is more like a Lamar Jackson, a rookie version. Is a rookie version of Lamar. And they're not catering the playbook towards that. They're making them think we're going to still run the exact same offense with Malik that we're running with Tannehill. And it's not working. And again, as I've stated this many times before, a good coach knows how to benefit the player. Use the player's skill set to the advantage of the system. They know how to make the system fit the player to their skill set. Downing is being like Ken Wisenhunt. They're trying to make the player fit the system, and that's not working. And I know there's some Jag fans in here, wanting to get in. But I'll admit it. The Jags have a franchise quarterback. And they have a competent head coach that knows, how do I make Trevor Lawrence better? How he didn't look good last year. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is a pretty good case study. Trevor Lawrence did not look great under Urban Meyer last year. All of a sudden, he gets a competent coach who's been good with quarterbacks in the past, and what do you know? Trevor Lawrence is playing better. He's gotten better as the year went by. He has a coach that knows, let me fit my system to fit the skill set of my quarterback, so that my quarterback can be in the best position to succeed. Do you notice how much better the Jaguars are getting? And Ms. Miz, I know you don't want me to hear talking about the Jags, but I'm using them as an example. Another example is Brock Purdy, the last pick in this past draft, already the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Has started the last 3 games. And here are the stats for his last 3 games that he played and started in. 16 of 21, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions against Tampa Bay. 76% completion percentage. And I was trying to see if I could see a quarterback rating, but it's not there. Against Seattle, another win. 17 of 26, 217, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 68% completion percentage. Against Washington, 15 of 22, 234, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 68% completion percentage. Had a quarterback rating against Tampa Bay 134, against Seattle 117, against Washington 114.6. That's Brock Purdy's last 3 games. You know why he's being successful? Because he has a coach that knows how to fit a scheme around the player's skill. He knew how to use that player, put him in the best position to succeed. Now, and better yet, for all of those, and again, we are setting Malik up to fail. And everybody wants to say Malik sucks. Let me give you one more stat. Let me give you one more. And I'm going to really blow your minds with this. And I think some of y'all might figure this out. There was a particular quarterback coming out of the 2018 draft. A particular quarterback who everybody thought sucked in his first couple of years. This quarterback threw for 2,074 yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 picks, had a completion percentage just under 53%, had a quarterback rating of 49.8 in his rookie year, started 11 games, and was 5-6. Then the second year, went 10-6, started all 16 games. Completion percentage, 58.8%, threw for right under 3,100 yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 picks, still had a quarterback rating of 49.4. But then the following year, went up to 4,500 yards, a quarterback rating of 76, threw 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, his third year. This same quarterback was told he sucked in his first year. Was like inaccurate, has a great arm, but inaccurate, can't read defenses. Many fans of this particular team just thought, oh my God, why did we pick this guy? He's gonna suck. He's gonna suck. And everybody wanted to give up on this quarterback after his first year. You know who that quarterback was in 2018? That quarterback's name and the stats I have is one Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. That were the stats. Josh Allen was that quarterback. Everybody thought he sucked in his first couple of years. And thought, Josh Allen ain't gonna be nothing. He ain't gonna amount to anything. He's terrible. And Josh Allen now is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Why? They ended up, but this is what Buffalo did. Buffalo, and then they said they had a coach, or a coach before, that thought that Nathan Peterman was a better quarterback. That coach was Sean McDermott. And Brian Dable was the offensive coordinator. What did they do? After those first couple of years, they made sure they built the offense around Josh Allen's skill set. And they got him weapons. They got him Stephon Diggs. They got him Dawson Knox. They drafted Gabriel Davis. Josh Allen's skill set is not that much different than Malik Willis. Was not that much different. They were very similar. But again, Sean McDermott, Brian Dable, and the general manager of the Buffalo Bills, they figured, let's help make Josh Allen better. Let's fit the offense to him, and let's get some weapons to help him. Notice how the Titans haven't done that? Absolutely. It's this coaching staff. This coaching staff is not set up to help Malik. They are setting him up to fail. That's what's happening. And Buffalo, Buffalo didn't trade away Diggs. They got Diggs. Here's the thing, it was a win-win for Buffalo and Minnesota in that draft. They traded away Stephon Diggs to Buffalo, but then Minnesota, what did they get back in return? The pick to draft Justin Jefferson. Looked like a win-win trade. Josh Allen proved them wrong. And he had weapons. Keon said if we had kept half the people we traded or released, we wouldn't be in this situation. Probably right. RK is right. Another one is Jalen Hurts. Another one. People thought he sucked. But he now, even though that was under Doug Peterson, he now has a coach that believes in him and is setting him up for success. Mike Vrabel is not setting Malik up for success. He is setting him up for failure. And I see we have Finchburg, 1. We need a GM. That we do. And I understand the Jags are talking crap right now. And they deserve to. Because until we beat them, we haven't proven anything. RK did the same thing with Hurts. They called an offensive game plan for him. Why can't we do that? That's why Malik Willis is not looking so good. Because the offense is not catered to Malik. And Finchburg, I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Tom Rossi says, Jags are surging. Yeah, they are. Because they're getting hot at the right time, and we're getting awful at the right time. Turbo Duran says, I'm not a Raiders fan anymore. Josh McDaniels set up Derek Carr for failure. I hope Derek Carr goes to a good team. And I appreciate Turbo Duran. Thank you for tuning in. But it's just like in the Raiders. They set up Derek Carr to fail. Malik got to reach out to Vic. Or maybe, Vic wouldn't be a bad quarterback to go to. We've been doing that for years, setting up people to fail. Yeah. So, that's the thing. Similar to Josh Allen. But those other teams are doing smarter things that we're not. And it's not going to look good tomorrow night either. So, with that being said, I talked about Malik, went over the game. Derek Carr is benched in Las Vegas, which makes me wonder, could the Titans get in on the quarterback market? I mean, there are other teams. Obviously, people like my guy Jared thinks that Tom Brady, who is the holy grail, should come here and bring his dinosaur 46-year-old tail drag in here, which I think is a bad idea. And I mean, right now, the quarterbacks that are going to be out there are not going to be better than Ryan Tannehill, in my opinion. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr. I'm trying to think of some other quarterbacks that might be available, that could be out there. But some of those guys, just to name a few, they're not very good. Jimmy G, I wouldn't go with him. Trey Lance, I think his confidence is shot. I mean, Chicago could be looking at a quarterback. Justin Fields might not be that great. Miami with Tua, I don't know. Lamar Jackson, I think Lamar Jackson would die here. Because again, they would set him up to fail. Especially if Vrabel is still the head coach, because he won't get rid of Downing. I still think we get Brady. I still think Brady is better than Tannehill. As much as, I hate Tom Brady. I am the president of the I think Tom Brady is overrated. I can't stand his dinosaur 46-year-old grandpa ass fan club. However, if you fix the offensive line, maybe you have a chance. But again, here's 3 reasons why I'm not bringing Brady here. 1, he's going to be 46 years old. 2, he's going to be 46 years old. The dude is a dinosaur. He'll be a fossil. And 3, you think he's going to do all right behind this offensive line if it's not fixed? If it's not fixed, he'll quit before the end of the season. And he's playing without one essential piece. He is playing without one essential weapon by his side. And my wife thought I was wrong for bringing this up, but I'm gonna. He ain't got Giselle by his side no more. You notice he has sucked ever since the divorce. Ever since Giselle left him, he has not been the same. He has not been the same since. And Lamar's going to want a lot of money. So, it's a dream. So, maybe I went below the belt. Of course, anytime I can take a low blow at Brady, I'm going to. Classic Rock says, Tanny blow, he's fool's gold. DO9 says, no to Brady. JS75 says, Aaron Rodgers would be good, but contract is too much. Way too much. Brady will fold in the playoffs. I think so. This stiff O-line. The O-line is going to be a problem. Let's see, we got a super chat from my guy Philip. Says, I remember when the Steelers forced Cordell into a pocket quarterback instead of letting him use his ability. Who was on those teams? Mike Vrabel. He's repeating history with Willis like they did with Mariota. I agree. And thank you, Philip, for the super chat. I definitely agree. RK says he might get what Malarkey got if due to his loyalty. I said that many times before that Mike Vrabel, again, history repeating itself. Mike Vrabel has not learned from the Titans' past, and it is going to kill him. Brady is washed up. Brady is overrated. I agree. I would not want Brady here. And I don't think there is any quarterback that's a free agent that's going to do any better. And I could agree. Tannehill, Derrick Henry won those playoff games. I do agree. Titans just got to figure things out, which right now I don't know if they will. I do not know if they will. If they're going to go in on a quarterback, I would just say trade up, go after C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, and try to rebuild the offensive line. That would be a start. So that's what I think. I don't think they'll get in on the market. Unless they get a new general manager from the outside and shake things up. They have got to shake things up. Kid says, you said on many occasions that Vrabel would die on the hill just like Malarkey. And I think that's ultimately what's going to happen. You're hearing it here first. If the Titans bleed out, lose 7 in a row, when they have the division in hand, as untouchable as the media thinks he is, I think Mike Vrabel is gone. I think Mike Vrabel is quitting on this team. I think Vrabel is gone because Amy Adams-Strunk ain't going to accept failure. She wants a Super Bowl. And she sees this happening, that we don't even make the playoffs, where 5 weeks ago we had the division in hand. I think there will be a massive shake-up. John Robinson was just the first domino. And I think more is going to come. We need a better coach. Somebody like an Eric Bieniemy, or even a Sean Payton. Somebody offensive who can get this offense fixed. It's time for an offensive philosophy change. It is time for a philosophy change. And as much as I love Derrick Henry, I think Derrick Henry could be a part of this philosophy change. Again, as others have said, Derrick Henry needs to be a complement, not a focal point. Derrick Henry can definitely help in a running game. But unfortunately, we're going to need an elite quarterback that may take the ball out of Derrick Henry's hands a little bit and get some passes downfield. And in the end, that will help Derrick Henry. That will prolong his career. RK says more zone reads, quick throws, shotgun formation. Again, that will be smart and make sense. Something the Titans have not shown to be able to do. Dion says it might be the right move to let Vrabel go. Just know that the Colts are going to be all in. Truth be told, the Colts can have him. Because we know what's going to happen. He's going to run Jonathan Taylor into the ground. And they're going to be in the same situation with no quarterback. The Colts will be easy to figure out. So that's all I can say about that. But let's go ahead. I'm going to quickly go through the two-tone blue star of the game because there ain't really that many to go with. I'm going with Dr. Jack Gibbons. I think Gibby had a pretty nice game, had the interception, made some plays. He could be a little bit better in the run game, but he made a few plays. I definitely liked what Dr. Jack did. I think he did a very good job in place of David Long. And, of course, with Zach Cunningham going out again due to injury. But I like Gibby. And the dunce of the day, it's kind of twofold. I got to go with Malik, and I got to go with Derrick Henry. Malik threw 2 interceptions. Bad picks. One could have possibly won the game, but I think there could have been a PI call there because that corner was holding Traylon Burks. And Burks would have had no chance to come back to the football because that guy was holding him. And it could have been 1st and goal at the 1, and the Titans would have had a chance to win. So I can't fully put that second pick on Malik, but that first one is on him. And Derrick Henry fumbling the football. I know a lot of people don't like Derrick Henry being blamed, but again, 4 fumbles in the last 3 games, 3 lost. Derrick Henry has a serious case of fumbleitis. And Vrabel does deserve dunce of the day for trying to blame the team for everything when he won't say, you know what? Maybe I'm at fault too. Vrabel always talked about accountability, holding people accountable, but he won't hold himself or his coaching staff accountable. I mean, this baby and Todd Downing is just getting old. And that's a pretty big problem. Brandon Payne says Frank Reich. I don't know if Frank Reich would be a good head coach, but we could use him as offensive coordinator. King Isaac said we should have paid Tannehill that $119 million. That does end up being a mistake. And Browser is not the microphone. I think it's me. So I apologize. And Philip Barnes is right. The AFC South is coming. Because they're going to get Bryce Young in the first round. The Colts could draft C.J. Stroud. That is possible. And Vrabel won't reap off of the poor the AFC South is anymore. Yeah, the AFC South is coming. Because the Colts have a chance to draft the franchise quarterback. And so do the Texans. And the Jaguars might have one already. Again, I would have said pass interference. And they could have had it at the 1. Again, he's saying Malik Willis just doesn't have it. Again, do you trust this coaching staff to develop him? The answer is no. They're not helping him. And again, with strength and conditioning, A.J. Brown gets traded. Have you heard about him getting injured? No. Roger Saffold, I think he might have had one little stint where he had a concussion. Other than that, have you heard about him being hurt? No. A lot of former Titans, you ain't hearing about them getting hurt as much. You can't ride the D. Henry horse until he dies. And it seems like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to run Derrick Henry into the ground. And the AFC South is coming. I agree. The Tennessee Titans, they better get with the program or they're going to be the worst team in the AFC while these other teams get better. So they better pick it up. So TNT tonight going on. Let's get into this Cowboys game. Kickoff is at 7:25 tomorrow night. I will be live from Cameo's Cigar Lounge with the Titans fan club. I think we're joining another fan club. Because I know a lot of people are going up for the Cowboys game. A lot of people are going up for that game. And Ms. Mims, I love you, but you can't get mad because we're talking about Derrick Henry in a negative light. He's fumbled the ball 4 times in 3 games. I'm talking bad about him. And I love Derrick Henry. But Derrick Henry... Is it me or is Derrick Henry coming to the end of his shelf life? It could be possible. It could be possible. So, as much as everybody thinks it is so wrong to badmouth Derrick Henry, I'm sorry. 3 lost fumbles in 3 games? I even talk bad about him. Because some of the fumbles turned into points for the other team. I don't think we're going to draft an injured player in the first round this time. Not with a new general manager. Well, unless they promote from within. But I agree with Finchburg. Help the players, don't hinder them. And so this game, I am not excited about. I'm not looking forward to it because I think I know what's going to happen. And here are my Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. And then I'm going to tell you why I may not always believe in all 4 of these points. Number 1, once again, if Todd Downing will just simplify the offense into the favor of Malik. Only problem is, Todd Downing's not going to do it. Because Todd Downing doesn't know how to do that. He took the Raiders, the Raiders were one of the top offenses in the league back in his time as a Raider OC. Took him down to middle of the pack, if not worse. The Tennessee Titans, when he became offensive coordinator, was number 3 offense in the league. And now they're one of the worst offenses in the league 2 years later. You got to simplify the offense to Malik's skill set. But Todd Downing won't do it because he sucks. Number 2, everybody, get on your knees and pray for Malik. Pray for Malik. Because he's going to be playing behind a horrible offensive line. And you got 2 terrific pass rushers coming at him. And Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. And they might be salivating coming after him. And we've seen the dud. He's already given up 12 sacks. I guarantee you he's going to give up another 2 in this game. They got to find a way to get the ball out quick to Chig, Burks, or Hoop. And again, do you have confidence that Todd Downing is going to be able to do that? I don't think so. Defensively, maybe the only way we stay in this game. They're going to have to bring some blitzes. They're going to have to help their corners. Now, Fulton practiced, so that may help. But they're going to have to bring some pressure somehow, and it can't be with just rushing 4. And last, you may bend, but do everything in your power not to break. That is what this defense has to do. But here's the problem that we're going to run into. This injury report. And Philip, again, thank you for the super chat. My thoughts on the Cowboys game, as great as the great Cumberland Lang once said, my prediction, pain. And he is absolutely right. Look at this list. Danico Autry was limited today, doubtful. Dylan Cole, Zach Cunningham, Bud Dupree, out. Christian Fulton, limited participation. Derrick Henry, limited, both doubtful. Amani Hooker, did not practice, out. Let's see, Amani Hooker, Nicholas Petit-Frere, Ryan Tannehill, Josh Thompson, the backup, defensive back, Jeffrey Simmons. All did not practice today, all are out. But Aaron Brewer practiced today. Full participation. So y'all see this? Look at that list. And now I ended with this. My moment of truth. Who wins? I'm sorry to tell y'all this. It's going to be a bloodbath, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. I hate to say it. It hurts my heart. just like the emojis, I'm crying too. The Titans are going to get murdered on national TV tomorrow. They are going to get utterly destroyed tomorrow. And I believe it's going to be 41-13, and it might even be worse than that. I don't even know if they'll be able to score 13 points. So, I think, one, is a combination of we don't have enough guys on the offense, and they are sitting guys. Does Tannehill have a chance to come back? I don't know, because Ian Rappaport is saying that Tannehill is doing everything he can to come back for Week 18, but Adam Schefter is basically saying that he's done for the year, and Paul Kaharski has said we are likely done for the year. And I believe Titan South already said 45-10. Elite says the only way we beat the Jags, our defense. Bernie Devil says, yep, we lose. K.I. says, we're getting bullied tomorrow. I'm afraid so. It's going to be hard for Elite to show something behind a terrible offensive line. And like Philomatic says, what's your prediction for this matchup? My prediction? Matter of fact,
plan to fight Balboa. What's your strategy?
Don't need any. Balboa is so predictable and stupid. The man comes straight ahead. He's tailor-made for me, and he's gonna get hurt.
What's your prediction for the fight?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
Club of Lang, ladies and gentlemen. He described the Titans to a T. He described the Titans to a T. He basically said it. Like Rocky, the Titans are predictable. They come straight ahead. Easy to stop. And his prediction is pain. So that's just the truth. Titans said, Philadelphia says, Titans should call Keanu Reeves. Titans are going to look like the replacements. At least the replacements found a way to win. What did the coach do? He basically trusted his quarterback. Something that Mike Vrabel is not doing. And I know some people says, do this game really matter? In the grand scheme of things, no. But you should try to win this game to have a little momentum going into the Jacksonville game. If it's like this, as Volcano said, we have no hope. You still gotta have hope for each game. I mean, that's true, but when you know what's going to happen, I mean, look at this. 54-0. We're preparing for war with the with the Jags. Probably. But that's just the truth. Mr. Jones says the Titans play their best when they're counted out, and I think they will find a way to win these last 2 weeks. Mr. Jones, I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to be watching. Ms. Mims, I just suggest you watch the game, but know what's going to happen. I'm sorry, y'all. As I said before, and as Stephen A. Smith has said to us, we might as well just prepare for the obvious. You might as well.
Different points of view, but when the obvious happens, you have to agree. There's nothing to debate here. Tennessee Titans season's over. Well, let's call it what it is. I might just hit it wrong. That's some element.
Exactly. It's over. It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. The Titan South says he thinks I'm being kind with this prediction. Titan South says 52-3. It might get that bad. Some of y'all might want Josh Dobbs. You might get your chance. But it's all over, y'all. There's no way they're going to win. Sorry. I know I'm a Titans fan through and through. I love my team. But again, what does that bottom word say? The truth. When the truth is right there in front of you, there's nothing to debate. And I hope I'm wrong and I eat some crow. But the season is over. Vrabel is done. Well done, like the $2 steak he loves so much in Aaron Brewer. We will be lucky. Tyson, we'll be lucky if it's by 20. I'm putting all my money on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm putting money on Dallas to not only win, but cover. The spread right now is -11. Right now. Now, if Derrick Henry plays, I might take it down to about... I might take it down to a touchdown to be nice. At least 7. But right now, the point spread is 11. I might take that. Volcano says our season is likely not over if we beat the Jags. I mean, come on. Right now, I don't see it happening. It's not over. We're going to make a run. The Cowboys are going to be Big Jeff and Danico Autry. Mr. Jones, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I guess you didn't see the injury report. Big Jeff ain't playing. And Danico Autry is doubtful. So you might want to change that. Big Jeff ain't playing in this game. Derrick Henry is doubtful. And if Derrick Henry doesn't go, they may not score a touchdown in this game. I might just put $50 to $100 on the Cowboys to cover that spread. I think it is a done deal. I will not only put money on them to cover, I don't think the Titans are going to score more than 17 points. Bank on it. Philomath says the only way the Titans win is if Michael Irvin throws a one of 90 infamous White House party for the current players and play with an extreme hangover. So, hey, again, imagine if they win biggest upset in history. Maybe not in history, but it would be an upset. Truth hurts like we're going to be hurting tomorrow. And I'm afraid we are going to be. Now, I'm going to bring in something else. Now, I have somebody that's not agreeing with me saying, Andrew Johnson coming and says, you are losing it by saying Vrabel needs to be fired. Please name a coach who you suggest is going to replace him. Okay. I can name a couple of coaches that could replace him. Sean Payton. Eric Bieniemy. Let's see. Who else could possibly replace? Let's take a good look. Maybe a Kent Dorsey, offensive coordinator from the Bills. Let's see. Maybe the offensive coordinator in San Francisco behind Kyle Shanahan. let's see. Who is the 49ers offensive coordinator? Because, I mean, I know Kyle Shanahan calls the plays. Because remember, Zach Taylor, the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, never called a play, but he's the head coach that got the team to a Super Bowl. Now, mostly that's because of Joe Burrow, but he got him there. Let's see, Bobby Slowick is the offensive passing game coordinator. And then you got Chris Forrester, who is the run game coordinator. So they really don't have an offensive coordinator because Kyle Shanahan is running it. But that's similar to the offense that we have here. However, seems to me they figured out how to make Brock Purdy look good. So are you saying? So Andrew, I want to ask you this question. Andrew, since you brought up this thing, are you satisfied with Mike Vrabel's coaching job this season? Losers of 5 in a row, losing the division when you had it in hand. Are you satisfied with Vrabel? And you satisfied with just division titles? And we've been one and done 2 years in a row. Are you satisfied with that? Andrew, I want you to answer me that. Jim Harbaugh may not be a bad idea either. Now, Clay says he was just coach of the year. I think we hang on to him. Remember, y'all, this is a what have you done for me lately league. Nathaniel Hackett just got fired, and he wasn't even done with his first season yet. Because they thought him coming from Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers that he could do it in Denver. With Russell Wilson at quarterback, it hasn't worked. I mean, Byron Leftwich, Frank Wright. Now, Byron Leftwich might not be a bad idea for a head coach, former quarterback. Frank Wright, I don't know about quarterback. I don't know about head coach, maybe an offensive coordinator. Joe Brady, same thing. I can see Byron Leftwich. Again, I want a offensive-minded head coach, not a defensive-minded. I want an offensive-minded head coach. J Daddy Fat Sack says, get an O-line fix and an OC completely different team. I agree. So, that's what I think of Vrabel. And so, we're going to get out of here tonight with my final Shut Your Pie Hole for 2022. Because we're going to do a live stream, but this is the last TNT tonight of 2022. First of all, I'm going to say shut your pie hole once again to all the media that think Vrabel is untouchable and think that Malik Willis sucks and didn't think about the fact that maybe this system is not right for him. So to all of them, as much as I love y'all need to shut your pie hole. And number 2, a good while back, Brittany Griner was released from prison. You know, Michael Parsons reacted about Brittany Griner being released from prison earlier this month. And he said before that he tweeted out talking about you know, he basically said, how you gonna leave a Marine, a dedicated soldier in Russia, but you let Brittany Griner go? He didn't like that Brittany Griner got released and that Paul Whelan, the Marine, was still left behind. Now, again, I understand Paul Whelan should also be released. But hey, we got Brittany Griner home. We all should at least be happy of that, and that the president of the United States is allocating. They're going to do everything they can to bring Paul Whelan home as well. And even Brittany Griner has said herself that she is going to advocate to get him home. Now, since he tweeted that out, he of course has retracted that statement and has apologized for that. However, he learned the lesson of thinking and read before you retweet. You know, he said after getting more information, he basically said, and then, he basically said, well, Biden, we're still not voting for you. He basically said, well, my tweet wasn't at Brittany Griner. I'm glad she's home. He just had family that serves in the military. And I get it. You got family that served in the military. I understand that. But Brittany Griner shouldn't have been kept over there in the first place. Now, again, neither should Paul Whelan, and I'm not into politics, and we're not going to keep going with that. The reason I'm telling Michael Parsons to shut his pie hole is because, again, think before you press send. As Herman Edwards would say, as Coach Herm would say, think before you press send. But that's politics, which is something I am not, an expert on. I'm not going to pretend that I am. But I'm just taking a shot at Michael Parsons for what he said, not because of the situation. Let's see, Andrew says, Sean Payton is out. He is on his way to the LA Chargers. These codes you call out or something. I don't know. I mean, again, the Chargers are on their way to the playoffs, so they might keep Brandon Staley. And no to Matt Rule. Maybe as an offensive coordinator, but not as a coach. And thank you, Philip. I absolutely agree with that. To all the Titans fans who are still trying to defend that it was right to trade A.J. Brown, please shut your pie hole and quit telling people like me to let it go. Because I'm not. Because A.J. Brown is doing to us, is doing to the league what he should be doing with us. And instead, he's in Philly tearing it up. And you notice he ain't been hurt at all. You notice that? Ain't been hurt at all. So I'm going to close it out with that. Thank you, Philip. A.J. Brown, 126 targets. Way more targets than he was ever getting here. 80 catches, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. This dude might hit 100 catches. He has the most catches and the most yards he's ever had in his whole career. But yet, everybody want to say we should have traded A.J. Brown. Hasn't missed a game all year. He has more targets than he's ever gotten. The most targets he ever got was 106, and that was in his second year. He has more than 20 targets more than his biggest amount. He has the most receptions he's ever had, the most yards he's ever had, his second most touchdowns, and he's going to break that before the end of the year. So, to all of y'all that said, oh, we were right to trade A.J. Brown, you can shut your pie hole on that. Because obviously the proof is in the pudding. A.J. Brown should have been traded. DBS says, I'm tired of hearing the name. I'm sorry, you're going to keep hearing the name. Because A.J. Brown is having his most productive season of his career on another team where he could be doing that right here. Right here. And we did make A.J. a star. But the problem is, we didn't keep that star. Brandon, thank you. I won't say get over it anymore, because you're damn right I'm not going to. A.J. Brown might be in the Super Bowl winning a ring this year. We're going to be sitting at home watching it, saying, damn, if the Titans had just kept A.J. Brown. We had a legit receiver, and imagine if it was him, Burks, and Woods together. Wow. And you actually have an offensive coordinator that thinks, you know what? Get A.J. Brown, Burks, and Woods the ball. Isn't that a great idea? Isn't that a great idea? So, again, stop trying to defend A.J. Brown's trade. It's over. We lost the trade. We lost that trade. So, everybody, I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. And I hope everybody will tune in tomorrow as we get ready for the last live stream of 2022. Titans, Cowboys, I will get on my knees and pray to God we don't get slaughtered, but I think we are. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all have a great rest of your night. And thank y'all for tuning in to tonight's show. Again, make sure y'all like the show. Everybody that's watching, smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell and hit all so you can get all the notifications when I go live. But again, my name is Blue Enforcer, aka The Truth. I thank y'all for tuning in to the show. And I will see y'all tomorrow night. And as sadly as I can say it, we gotta tighten up, because in the end, that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.